I'm Kevin Wattier, General Manager of the Long Beach Water Department. And as you know, we're in the middle of one of the worst droughts, probably the worst drought in California history, certainly in modern history. We've had 3 dry years, and it looks like we're now into the 4th year. And of course, none of us knows how long this is going to go on. So we're very, very concerned here at the Long Beach Water Department about how we can respond and what we can do. But we're very fortunate here to have the Aquarium of the Pacific here in Long Beach to help us out. So we approached the Aquarium and they put together just a fantastic panel of experts to bring them together and give us their advice on what we in Long Beach here and in all in Southern California can do to address this drought. Because again, we don't know how long this is going to go on, and we want to be able to address this. So here's Jerry Schubel from the Aquarium to talk about the panel that came together and what the findings were today.
California has had droughts throughout history, but things are different now. The demand for water has increased substantially by a ballooning population and a growing agricultural economy. 100 years ago, California's population was less than 2 million. Today, it's approaching 40 million. California is in a long-term drought in which 11 of the last 16 years have been dry years. Right now, the Southern California area is facing a water crisis. The state's reservoirs are at record low levels, down to about 33% of capacity. We anticipate next year's allocation from the State Water Project will be less than 5% of normal and perhaps as low as 0% of normal. The deficit between supply and demand will most likely be filled by groundwater, a strategic reserve of unknown quantity that is being rapidly depleted by overuse. We currently have 1 year's supply in storage at the present rate of demand. This group of experts who gathered here today at the Aquarium of the Pacific believes that Californians must adopt a new, permanent culture of water conservation. We need to reduce urban water use in Southern California by 15 to 20% now and forever. These are not easy things to do, and every Californian has a part to play. Agriculture currently accounts for 60% of all water use in California. 15% goes to urban and industrial use, 25% to the environment. And much of that is in runoff that is not being captured. Here's a list of urgent actions that this group recommends are necessary to reduce the impacts of the drought over the next 12 months and to ensure our lives and livelihoods. Reduce outdoor water use significantly through mandatory restrictions with fines where applicable. Primary targets should include lawns and highway medians, cemeteries, large commercial landscapes, and golf courses. Public parks and areas that use recycled water could be exempt. Over the longer term, we need to price water appropriately to reflect its true value, with tier pricing to reflect high use while protecting those who are least capable of paying. This may require legislation. We need a program that should be started now to provide funds to cities to identify significant leaks and to eliminate them. Long Beach has had a very good record of doing this. Groundwater has traditionally been viewed as a safety net, but it is a limited resource that is declining. Our knowledge of how much water we have in groundwater is meager. An inventory should be made starting immediately so both surface water and groundwater can be managed together more effectively. A comprehensive public education program is critical to help people understand where our water comes from and where it goes and the changes we need in behavior and that we need to make on a permanent basis. It is possible to manage our way through this and future water shortages, but current knowledge of hydrologic processes dictate that outdated water policies be revised to reflect the current state of understanding. The realities of population growth and climate change require that we develop new strategies of how to allocate available water among the multiple competing needs: agriculture, municipal, domestic, industrial, energy, and the environment. Over the longer term, these emergency measures need to be institutionalized. In addition, the state needs to explore all ideas for reducing demand and increasing supply. Allocations among different uses should reflect those uses most important to the health and safety of Californians and the state economy. We encourage continued dialogue among the State Water Board, the Governor's Office, and the legislature to ensure that allocations reflect these priorities. These discussions should be expanded to include more of the public and an appropriate cross-section of stakeholders. Because agriculture represents the largest water use in the state, 60% of all water, it deserves particular scrutiny. There are opportunities to reduce water use through increasing irrigation efficiency, crop selection, and proper pricing without losing this important sector of the economy. Improved reliability of water supply is essential. Among the opportunities we noted were these: a greater emphasis on local water supplies through expanded use of water recycling, capture and storage of stormwater, expanded use of safe gray water systems, the use of smart meters to inform consumers about their water use, and to help detect and eliminate leaks. You can also expand use of permeable pavement. Desalination of saline and brackish waters should be on the list of opportunities to consider. We need to ensure adequate investment in water infrastructure to eliminate water losses. We should clean up and manage groundwater for sustainable long-term use. And we need to improve the reliability of the state water project. And we should have targeted research on topics critical to improving the management of the state's water. These priorities need to be partnerships between researchers and decision makers. And finally, I would add by saying there was unanimous agreement among this group of experts that no matter how big of an El Nino we might get, if it were the largest, strongest on record, it would not solve this problem. We need institutional changes